All right, so today I wanted to make what I think will be a really fun video and discuss, is Aaron Rodgers holding the entire NFL hostage right now? And I know that seems a little bit of a really intense question, that one guy can hold an entire league full of billionaires hostage. But I think it's a really just a fun question to dive into, because I think there is an argument that in a way he's quote unquote holding him hostage. He's not literally holding the NFL hostage right now. But once you get into the reasons why I think he in a way is holding the NFL hostage, I think you'll understand what I'm getting at. And no, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is a bad guy. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is doing anything wrong. I think, he may really still be waiting on a decision for himself to be made. I tend to think that Aaron Rodgers really doesn't know what he wants to do yet next year. But what I'm getting at is I think it's a really fun question to dive into. And again, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is a bad guy. This isn't a diss. This isn't a hate video towards Aaron Rodgers. This is actually kind of an entertaining story, because I think this story itself is very, very entertaining for the landscape of the entire NFL. That one guy, one quarterback, is literally stopping every single team. Now, obviously, the teams could do something, but if they know they have a shot, and I have a list of teams that could possibly have a shot of getting Aaron Rodgers, and so I just think it's really it's a great thing that the NFL has right now. Aaron Rodgers, I think people are kind of lame on TV because they're always like, I don't want to talk about him, but then they'll spend the first A block of every single show discussing Aaron Rodgers. So I think this question is very fun. So let's get into the video. Is Aaron Rodgers holding the NFL hostage? And in a way, yes, Aaron Rodgers is holding the NFL hostage. And as I mentioned, it is one of the greatest things that I've ever seen. And this question came up because I was watching sports TV the other day. As I usually do, I'll listen to other people's opinions, try to formulate mine based off of a few other people's opinions, and then, use some of my thoughts and make it. But in a way, no teams in the NFL can make a decision until Aaron Rodgers makes his decision. Because obviously Green Bay is the number one team right now that is dealing with Aaron Rodgers, because that was his former team. He's still under contract with them. So Aaron Rodgers, in a way, is still and Green Bay is still the one team that really has the most to do with Aaron Rodgers. So in a way, the Packers, they're trying to bring back Davante Adams, which in a way, Davante Adams is the reason why Aaron Rodgers hasn't made a decision on coming back to Green Bay yet. Because once Davante Adams does make a decision on coming back to Green Bay, then that'll help Aaron Rodgers' decision. Because, if Davante leaves, there's a good chance that Aaron Rodgers is going to want to get traded or leave as well. And, he's not going to want to, unless the Packers can go big on a free agent, go big in the draft. I don't think there's a point of Aaron Rodgers coming back to Green Bay unless Davante Adams is back. But I really do believe that the Packers will do everything in their power to get Davante back, so that way Aaron Rodgers does stay. I know the contract situation is going to be a bit hectic, and I would not want to be the GM of that. But but at the same time, I'll be the first to admit I don't understand cap situations at all. But if you just take away the Packers, who, as of right now, don't need a quarterback. They have Aaron Rodgers. They're just waiting on his decision. Let's look at the list of teams that are literally sitting there twiddling their thumbs waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make a decision. Washington Commanders, they don't have a quarterback. They don't know what they're doing. The 49ers, and now I know the 49ers are a bit of a wishy-washy team when it comes to the quarterback situation, because there is reports that they're moving on from Jimmy G, but now that there's a chance that they're not moving off of Jimmy G. Now, do I think moving off of Jimmy G might be a bit of a bold move on the 49ers? I really, really do. And moving off of Jimmy Garoppolo would be bad for the 49ers, because when he is healthy, his 2 years healthy in San Francisco, he's gotten them to conference championship games. So I think that's a pretty bold move for the 49ers to move off of Jimmy Garoppolo right now, based off of one loss in a conference championship game. But that's my opinion. The Seahawks, that seems like a bold move, but at the same time, what is Russell Wilson going to do? You have the Buccaneers, Tom Brady retired. They have Blaine Gabbert. Who knows what's going to go on there? The Broncos, who seem to be the number one landing spot. The Steelers, who need a quarterback. And then you have the Colts, who they may not want to do anything with Carson Wentz anymore. So you look at all of these teams. See, the 49ers, they're not going to move. Even if they were going to move off of Jimmy Garoppolo, they're not going to do that until they know what's happened with Aaron Rodgers. Seattle, they're probably not going to do anything until they know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. But then you look at these other teams that actually need a quarterback, because San Francisco with Jimmy G, they're not going to need a quarterback, in my opinion. The Seahawks, they don't need a quarterback. But if those two guys are going to be traded to the other teams, the other teams can't do anything until Aaron Rodgers makes his decision. Because if you look at the Steelers, for example, say Aaron Rodgers does go back to Green Bay, well, then the 49ers can trade Jimmy G. Then the Seahawks can trade Jimmy G to the Steelers. But these teams, they can't act, but these teams can't go after like Russell Wilson or Jimmy Garoppolo until they know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. And I just think this story as a whole is the greatest thing ever, that Aaron Rodgers, literally none of these teams are willing to make a trade, willing to move on from a player, willing to go after a player until they know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. And I just think Aaron Rodgers, he has the talent. Like, I think on some of these teams, they will become an instant contender. The 49ers, you could argue, would instantly become the top favorite to win the NFC next year if he goes there. The Buccaneers, if he somehow goes to the Buccaneers, I think with the way that they played, they'll be a top contender, but they did have Tom Brady and they did get eliminated. So that one's a bit wishy-washy. The Broncos, I think they have an elite defense and I think they have the young talent around them. I think they would become an instant contender. Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers together would be one of the best quarterback coach combos in the NFL immediately if that happens. And the Colts, I really do think that Aaron Rodgers can make the Colts a viable contender. So this story is just, it's amazing that one guy is literally making every team wait on what they're going to do with the quarterback. And it doesn't help that this quarterback draft is not that impressive. You have Sam Howell, Desmond Ridder, I think is his name, and then you have Kenny Pickett. Like those are the most notable names that off the top of my head, because that wasn't going to be a point I made, like off the top of my head with, in the quarterback draft this year. And none of these teams are willing to do anything until Aaron Rodgers does something. So this situation with Aaron Rodgers is one of the best things going on in the NFL, if you ask me, that there's at least 7 teams, and then you can include 8 teams with the Packers, that need a quarterback, but because of Aaron Rodgers, there's literally nothing that some of these teams can do. So if you're in need for a quarterback right now, I feel really, really bad for a lot of these teams. Because, viably, yes. If, say, the Seahawks, they move on from Russell Wilson, I don't know what the Seahawks would do at quarterback. The 49ers, they have Trey Lance waiting. The Colts are going to be screwed. But all these teams need a quarterback and a free agency that's really just Aaron Rodgers left. And then a weak quarterback draft. So it's not just these teams that Aaron Rodgers is, holding back in a way. But, in free agency, these teams might be screwed going into next season. Some of these teams legitimately might be without a quarterback that can help them win and contend. So this Aaron Rodgers story is just taking over the NFL for the second year in a row. And I find this year to be way more entertaining because it pertains way more to football, because it just doesn't affect the Packers now. It literally affects the entire NFL and the entire quarterback situation. So I can't wait to see how this unfolds. Can't wait to see how this plays out. I think it's fascinating how Aaron Rodgers is literally putting the entire NFL on hold, and everybody's just on the edge of their seat waiting for one decision by one player and Aaron Rodgers.